Most people think wealth is about money, a bigger paycheck, a nicer car, more zeros in a bank account. But the truth is, wealth is not about what you earn, wealth is about how well your money life is structured. So let's talk about what wealth actually is, how it's built, why some people quietly become wealthy while others stay stuck, and how you can start building wealth today, no matter where you're starting from. Number one, what wealth really means. Wealth is often confused with income. Income is how much money you make. Wealth is how long you could live if your income disappeared. If your job ended tomorrow, or your business dried up, or life forced you to hit pause, how long could you keep the lights on? That number, whether it's 3 months or 30 years, is your wealth. Wealth is freedom, and freedom allows you to choose how you spend your time, walk away from a toxic job, or even take risks without panicking. And unlike income, wealth is typically quiet. You can't always see it. It's not out here wearing designer clothes or driving a luxury car. In fact, many wealthy people look totally unassuming because real wealth lives on balance sheets, not in shopping carts. Number two, the simple wealth formula. Wealth is a simple formula. It's what you own minus what you owe. Assets minus liabilities. Assets are things that put money into your pocket. These are things like cash, retirement accounts, and a profitable business. Liabilities are the opposite. They take money from you. Think credit cards, car loans, and other high-interest debts. But somewhere along the way, society and social media have taught us to maximize lifestyle, not assets. We finance everything. We stretch out budgets, and we reward ourselves even as we're drowning in record levels of debt. And then we wonder why money is always tight. Remember, wealth isn't about how impressive your life looks today. It's about how stable your life becomes over time. Number three, the most powerful wealth-building tool. There's one reason wealthy people seem lucky, but building wealth isn't about luck. It's about time. Here's a concept wealthy people respect. Money grows when you leave it alone for long enough. If you invest $300 a month from age 25 to 65, you haven't just invested $144,000. With compound growth, it could grow to over $1 million. But if you waited until you were 35 to start investing, you'd have to nearly double your contribution per month just to catch up. Time is your friend. Those first 10 years did the heavy lifting. Wealth building is not about intensity, it's about consistency. It rewards patience, and this is why it typically feels nearly invisible at first. When you start saving or investing, nothing dramatic tends to happen. Your life doesn't change overnight. But quietly, your money begins to work, and then one day you look up and your account balance is no longer small. Wealth is slow, debt is fast. Unfortunately, many people choose fast. Number four, why so many people never build wealth. Let's talk the real world for a moment, because if wealth is so simple, then why are so many people struggling? 3 big reasons. 1, lifestyle creep. As your income goes up, your spending rises with it. You get a new job and you go out and buy a new car. Got a raise at work? You get a bigger apartment. Got a nice tax refund? Vacation time. Your life upgrades, but your money stress doesn't go away because the gap between your income and your spending is still tiny, and wealth is built in the gap. 2, debt culture. So much of our daily lives have become so expensive that we've normalized payments. $4.99 a month sounds easier than a $30,000 car loan. $14.99 a month for our favorite streaming subscription still lets us spend money in other places, but every payment you commit to, especially high-interest ones, is a small chain around your future income. And 3, we weren't taught about money. Most people graduate knowing how to calculate the angle of a triangle, a skill that almost none of us will ever use again. But we have no clue how money works, how to invest, or how to even do our taxes, something we'll all have to do every year until we die. So we learn through mistakes, but those mistakes cost real money. Wealth isn't about intelligence, it's about awareness. Once you understand the game, you can choose how to play it. Number 5, 4 levels of wealth. Think of wealth in stages, not all or nothing, because this is a journey. Now, we have a previous video where we break down the 7 stages of financial freedom, but for this section, we'll condense it into 4 main levels. Level 1 is stability. You can pay your bills. You have a small emergency fund, and you're not panicking every month. Your stress level begins to ease. Level 2 is security. Your debts are under control, you're actively building your savings, and you're investing consistently. You're sleeping better at night and no longer panic if a small, unexpected bill crops up. Level 3 is freedom. Work becomes more a choice than a requirement. You still work, but you have options. You have the ability to choose how you want to truly spend your time. And level 4 is abundance. Your money supports more than just you. It's there for your family, your community, and the causes that matter to you. This level isn't about yachts and mansions. It's about the impact and legacy you want to leave. Wherever you are right now, whatever level you're on, it's not about jumping to level 4. It's about stabilizing and getting to your next level. Number 6, how to really build wealth. So how do normal people with normal jobs actually build wealth? Just regular people with rent, kids, student loans, and stress. It honestly looks less glamorous than influencers may make you believe. Wealthy people aren't YOLOing into the next crypto coin. They're not day trading during lunch breaks, and they're not trying to beat the market. In fact, it looks a lot like this. They spend less than they earn, they avoid high-interest debt, they invest consistently, and they protect their money. And they do all of this for decades. Not months, not during a motivational period, decades. That's it. It's just discipline practiced imperfectly on purpose. And I say imperfectly because real people and real lives don't follow a pristine financial plan. There will be some months where the car breaks down and you can't invest until it's fixed. Your dog will need surgery and there goes your emergency fund. The job market turns and now you're making 30% less than before. It's not about avoiding problems, but wealthy people build systems to help them recover. They automate savings to build an emergency fund because life is unpredictable. They invest in funds and ETFs instead of gambling away their hard-earned money. They avoid debt traps because interest is a silent thief. Most importantly, wealthy people don't ask, how do I get rich fast? They ask, how do I never have to worry about money again? Two very different questions. One chases excitement, the other builds stability. You don't need a 6-figure income to start. You need margin. Wealth is built on the gap between what you earn and what you spend. That gap, even if it starts tiny, is the seed to wealth. One day, that gap becomes freedom. Number 7, emotional wealth. This is the part no one talks about. Money isn't only one layer. There's another layer that doesn't show up on any bank statement, but determines how rich your life feels, because what good is financial freedom if your life is miserable or you're constantly anxious? We live in a time where everything is loud. Social media is loud, opinions are loud, expectations are loud. And if we're not careful, comparison can rob us of joy faster than any bad investment ever could. Emotional wealth is the opposite of that. It's not panicking every time your phone buzzes with a bank alert. It's saying no to things that drain you. It includes peace of mind, a healthy body, time with people you love, and work that feels meaningful. Money is a tool that gives you the space to create these things. Remember, you are not your income. You are not your debt. You are not your mistakes with money. You're just a human being learning as you go. Money gives you options. Options give you control, and control gives you peace. But chasing money without purpose is just another kind of trap. Number 8, it's not about where you start. It's your direction that matters. If you're watching this and you feel behind, you're not alone. Most of us were never given a map on how to build wealth or even where to start. Some of us even start off underwater with student loans and credit card debt. But wealth isn't about where you start, it's about the direction you're going. If you choose to stop relying on debt, spend less than you earn, invest consistently, and give yourself time, then whether you realize it or not, you're on the path to wealth. At some point, you'll come to realize that wealth is actually simple. It's not easy, but it's simple. Save more than you spend, grow what you save, protect your downside, be patient. As you move along this journey, you'll see that building wealth gives you something priceless. Options. The option to work differently. Live how and where you want. Give as much or as little as you'd like. Options give you freedom, and freedom, that is what wealth really is. Thanks so much for watching. If this helped, share it with someone who needs to hear that wealth isn't out of reach. Don't forget to like and subscribe and hit that bell icon so you don't miss our future videos. We'll see you in the next one.